Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. So who wants to talk about leaky gut? I do. As a matter of fact, I talk about leaky gut all the time, just about every day. I don't necessarily use the words leaky gut, but I talk with folks all the time who are experiencing effects that are associated with leaky gut. So I'm going to be doing a little series over the next few weeks, and tonight is the first part, and I'm going to keep it very basic, and this will not be long, just answering the question, what is leaky gut? Over the next few weeks, 3 weeks to be exact, I'm going to be addressing what is leaky brain. That's a phrase we don't hear a lot. And then we're going to talk about the causes of leaky gut, and then the last one is going to be restoring health to the gut lining. But tonight is the first part, which is what is leaky gut? A couple of $5 words for you. Another way of putting it, it's increased intestinal permeability. And I think that probably paints a little bit different picture. Unlike the one I posted earlier of the guy with all the holes with everything coming out, that's a little bit dramatic, and it's not quite what's happening with leaky gut, but leaky gut is something that we should be addressing and concerned about, and all of us are probably experiencing some level of it. Quite simply, it's an inflammatory condition that affects the lining of the gut. It makes it leaky. We have molecules in our gut that this lining protects from going into the bloodstream. So we'll talk about the digestive anatomy very quickly. We all eat, and when we eat, food passes through our body, and sometimes, well, just about every time, it has some other passengers with it. Things like bacteria, viruses, toxins, and all those things are, passing through through the small, large intestine. And again, think of that gut lining as the barrier to protect your body from those things going into the bloodstream. It separates those contents, if you will. This layer is very thin. It's only about a cell thick, so that's very, very thin, but it does some amazing things for the body in terms of allowing the good nutrients into the body, but keeping the bad ones in the gut. Think about a tea bag, if you will. So we all know what a tea bag is. We, put it in hot water, and in a few minutes you're able to enjoy a really nice cup of tea. What's happening is the color, the nutrients, the flavor, all those things are passing through that cloth tea bag, the gut lining, if you will, so that we can enjoy a nice cup of tea. And the tea leaves remain inside of the bag, inside the gut lining. Our microbiome is filled with billions of bacteria. These are called probiotics. They play a very key role in protecting and strengthening that lining of our gut, that barrier, if you will. Unfortunately, we deal with a lot of environmental influences that affect that gut, our gut microbiome, and the balance of those probiotics inside the gut. Things like stress, medications, food additives, and other chemicals, they all play a role in how they affect that the balance of the microbiome. And this causes inflammation in the gut. And the inflammatory process weakens the junctions of that lining. So you've got very tight-knit junctions in the lining of the gut that allow those nutrients and things to pass through, but are small enough to keep the bad stuff in. So these environmental influences weaken that gut lining, and it allows unhealthy molecules to pass through, making the gut lining leaky. So again, no big, huge holes and tons of stuff pouring out. So these intruders pass through. Now, we're going to go back to the tea bag analogy, if you will. Like I said, we're all familiar with the tea bag. And so think of it this way. The majority of the time, we're able to enjoy a nice cup of tea, no issues. But sometimes you have a tea bag that, maybe is a little weak, or there's some openings or whatever. You're preparing your tea, and before you know it, you've got a bunch of tea leaves in the bottom of your tea, and you're trying to enjoy a nice cup of tea, and you're getting tea leaves in your mouth, and it's just aggravating. Same principle here. A weak lining allows bad things into the bloodstream, or into the tea, if you will. So when this leaking happens in our gut, the immune system detects these intruders. It sends signals through the vagus nerve up to the brain, because our vagus nerve is connected to the gut. And we have a very natural process within our body that once this alarm goes off, the body sends its soldiers to handle these intruders. Well, what happens is sometimes that switch doesn't get turned off, and those soldiers keep coming, and we end up with a situation that's called inflammation. And this can trigger autoimmune responses that affect many systems in our body, and can cause a host of issues, things like stomach pain, joint pain, fatigue, irregular bowel movements, bloating, gas, cramps, headaches, skin disorders, and even the inability to control our weight, and a whole lot of other issues. So that is kind of leaky gut 101. Again, I told you I didn't want to keep this too long. We're going to be doing some more over the next couple weeks, talking about leaky brain, causes of leaky gut, and how we can strengthen and heal that gut lining. But remember this, when a leaky gut isn't healed, it leads to continuous body-wide inflammation. And that's one of the main things that our products help to deal with, is inflammation in the body, because it is a silent killer, and it's something that so many people struggle with. And you actually are probably, have this going on in your body for years before you start to even notice some of the side effects of it. So that was Leaky Gut 101. I hope it was beneficial. If you've got any questions about gut health, leaky gut, or about Plexus and what our products do, please reach out. Be happy to give you more information. You guys have a great night.